Happy November 1st. Hello lovely people, it's Sunday, but I thought it would be fitting to start this vlog today because it's November 1st and it's about almost 1 o'clock. I stayed up finishing a book, The Shining, which star rating wise might be a 3.5, same as what I gave Imaginary Friend. I do see the similarities, I just thought I would be more scared. Anyway, books that I'm going to be reading for this week, hopefully I can get through all of them. I have recently been in a reading slump since like September, so it's not great, but I've been watching Read With Me videos on YouTube and it's actually been helping me read more. So the first book you'll recognize from my TBR. If you haven't seen that yet, you can go watch that there, and that is The Stranger by Harlan Coben. Basically, someone whispers a secret into your ear about you or a loved one and then like destroys your world. I didn't want to get through like my TBR right away, so the next two books aren't actually on my TBR, but the second one was sent to me by an author for review like a while ago, but again, I've been in that reading slump, and this is The Existence of Amy by Lana Riva. Amy has a normal life, that is if you were to go by a definition of no obvious indicators of peculiarity, and you didn't know her very well. She has good friends, a good job, a nice enough home. This normality, however, is precariously plastered on top of a different life, a life that is Amy's real life, the only one her brain will let her lead. And then the last book is my August pick for book of the month, and that's The Night Swim by Goldin, and it's like a true crime podcast, which I love, the only kind of podcast I will listen to. This is my August pick, so I need to get to it. Because usually I only read at the end of the day when I go into bed, so I don't get to read a lot, so hopefully I can read more. I have an ampang, which is like a Japanese bread roll with red beans inside before I eat like actual lunch, and then I've printed out some stuff for my bullet journal for November, and I've been catching up on some YouTube. But I think since it's November 1st, my sister and I mean we do need to go to the drugstore, to Walgreens anyway, to get some stuff for the house, but also we're gonna check out that Halloween candy to see if it's on sale. It's like 9:30, I'm trash and haven't read anything, and it rained, so we didn't get any clips from like going to Walgreens and stuff. It was like raining pretty hard and I haven't been out and reading in a while. I just randomly decided to start the 1,000 Doors readathon hosted by Meg with Books, Drinking by My Shelf, and Tea Books and Tasman. Tea Books and Tasman and Drinking by My Shelf would be new booktubers for me that I could get into, but I do subscribe to Meg and I knew she was doing it, but I was kind of not wanting to participate in any readathons because I've been in a reading slump, but maybe this is exactly what I needed. I just finished watching Riley's November TBR and she's participating in it, and then a bunch of people are as well talking about it on Twitter, so I decided to just watch the prompt videos that they put out yesterday to see if I would be able to participate in it. It's very up to your own interpretation. So the book that I said that I want to read is The Stranger, right? And Drinking by My Shelf, Emma, her prompt is 5, like really general, and I thought, okay, Harlan Coben, 5 letters. Then Tasman's is something that fits around Breaking Bad, and I thought, okay, secrecy, right, because it's the secrets. What's up, kid? Hi. So I don't know who to go back to after I finish reading this, but I think this would be fun. It's a month-long readathon, so this should be interesting to see if it helps me get out of the slump. If I could participate in it even with just one book, I think I will. Hello, happy Monday. Last night, as you saw, I did finally start reading The Stranger by Harlan Coben, and I decided to follow Emma's prompt of 5 because Harlan Coben's first name has 5 letters. I read 169 pages, so I'm about to start chapter 21, and I flew through this. I didn't even follow a Read With Me video or anything, and this book is fast-paced and I'm really enjoying it. It's following 2 different perspectives, mostly of Adam, the first man that's approached in the book, and then the stranger who has a partner. Sometimes it follows the perspective of other people, like whose worlds have been shattered. It is keeping me on my toes. I love it. I flew through the pages and I wanted to get to bed. I woke up a little bit later than I would have liked because even though I read up until I feel sleepy, when I actually like turn off the lights, I'm not tired anymore. But I have showered and washed my hair for the day. I think since I only read this at night, I do want to try to read it during the day today because I've been loving it so much. So far, obviously the stranger has approached him about a secret about his wife, and him and his wife are now having problems. There has been another woman who has been approached by the strangers, and I'm very interested because there's a stranger and the partner. We don't know the name of the stranger, but we know the name of his partner, and I'm wondering why. He does the telling and not her. Things are escalating quickly, and my battery needs to be charged, so I will let you know. I have eaten lunch while I finished the series Unorthodox based off of a book, which I now have to borrow from the library. I really enjoyed it. It's only 4 episodes. I highly recommend it. It's Oscar nominated and it has won in multiple categories. I wanted to show you my OOTD. I like totally forgot that these pants existed because I have just been living in leggings since it's gotten colder. These are my like velour pants from Uniqlo. But now I think I'm finally gonna get to reading after doing some errands and editing my video for Thursday. I absolutely lied. My sister's at work right now and needed me to put her focaccia in the oven, so I am waiting for it to rise a little bit more. It's looking really good, and then I have 3 minutes left of this My Favorite Murder mini-sode, so I'm gonna wait for this and finish my podcast episode and then I'll read, okay? Jeez. Focaccia is now in the oven. I'm about 70% of the way through, I would say. I'm on chapter 37, and until chapter 36, the stranger, we weren't really seeing anything written in his perspective, and he was kind of put on the back burner a little bit, and I was more interested in hearing about Adam and Corinne, his wife. I am genuinely interested in that mystery until this chapter of the stranger, and it sort of just blew everything up for me. I'm still really like flying through it. I think I can finish this today, honestly, and then I can start a new book tomorrow because I do want to get to the library on Wednesday. Good morning. Oh my god, gross. Okay, today is Tuesday. It's also election day, which means it's gonna be a busy day for me. This vlog is most definitely going up after election day, obviously, but I hope that you all registered and voted and you did so safely. I'm working 9 to 9 today, so it's gonna be a pretty busy day. I have my coffee. As you saw, I brung out the Happy Holidays mug. Last night I was able to finish The Stranger by Harlan Coben. Wow, I'm giving it 4 stars. It was really exciting, and there were 2 different storylines regarding Adam and his wife. It was like all this weird, not even like a conspiracy, but it was really interesting. Not quite what I had hoped. I wished it was like a little bit more thrilling, but I still really enjoyed it. I went back to Emma Drinking by My Shelf's video. Since I gave it 4 stars, it brought me to prompt 2, which is basically to like read a sequel. Since she said it, I wanted to pick a sequel, but a sequel is not on my TBR for this reading vlog. But one that I do need to read for this year is A Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin. This is the 4th book, but if I read this vlog's gonna be like hella boring, right? I can fit The Existence of Amy into this as a book that I need to get to. I meant to get to it in August when it was sent to me, and I'm getting back to it. I want to read a sequel now, but like that would totally fuck up this vlog. But I never meant this vlog to be a 1,000 Doors readathon vlog, but it's becoming that way. I kind of don't want to, but I need to get to this book. It is 4 p.m. on the dot now. I've been working. I have a blanket that I'm all cozied up in. My sister came home for lunch. She had like an hour break because she's working at the polls right now. It's cold. Lines are very, very long. I did decide to read The Existence of Amy, and I decided for this vlog that since I did spontaneously decide to participate in the 1,000 Doors readathon, that I'll do a different dedicated vlog for it. Although I am going to read a sequel next, I am not going to do it this week because I do want to stick to the TBR that I created for this reading vlog. But this is The Existence of Amy by Lana Grace Riva, and this is about Amy's life. She has OCD, social anxiety, and depression, and it's sort of about her day-to-day. I'm 56 pages in, about to start chapter 10. You can see what it's like when she wakes up in the morning and the anxiety that she gets even just about thinking about going to work. I can definitely relate to the parts about social anxiety because I also have social anxiety. I'm relating really hard to this. I'm not really sure the direction of where this is going to go because it's very character driven, but I think this would be really good into seeing what it's like for someone who has OCD, social anxiety, and depression, and a different viewpoint of social anxiety, specifically for me. It's now 10 p.m. I finished up work an hour ago. We had like a really early dinner because my sister came back for her dinner break really early. I'm now watching the ABC News coverage of the election. Spirits are a little bit low. I'm very afraid. My mom got an email from my grandma this morning saying she was like in near tears afraid for us here. However, a couple minutes ago I did finish The Existence of Amy. Holy crap, I'm really surprised because I finished a book in a day. I'm really glad that the 1,000 Doors Readathon kicked my reading slump in the butt. And although I'm not continuing it for this week, I'm really excited and happy for me. So I gave this book 3.5 stars. There isn't anything wrong with it, but I didn't like fall in love with any of the characters. But as someone who has social anxiety myself, I found it really interesting to see social anxiety in someone else's perspective, and for the most part I did feel that it was accurately portrayed. But of course my experience is very different from Amy's, and hers is going to be different than anyone else's, as will mine. There was progression in this that I really appreciated, that Amy had people in her life that were looking out for her and making sure that she was going to get the help and care that she needed. There was one point where she has like a special friendship with her coworker Ed, who kind of is like nicer and understands her better than anyone else within like her cubicle area. It's perceived that they have a crush on each other even though he's married. He said something like really weird in like a harassment way that I didn't appreciate. Otherwise, you know, good to go with 3.5 stars here. Good afternoon. It's almost 2 p.m. I'm working and I'm journaling right now. The results of the election aren't in yet. I was kind of hoping that I would wake up to good news today, but I feel like I need to just stress journal everything. We moved to the floor. My butt's cold, but this is following a true crime podcaster named Rachel, and her podcast actually helped to set an innocent man free. Her podcast is gaining more recognition, and she arrives at a small town for the new season of her podcast to cover a rape trial. A Goldin boy, a swimmer destined for Olympic greatness, has been accused of raping the beloved granddaughter of the police chief, and she really wants her third season to be a success, so she is doing everything she can. But then she starts to receive these mysterious letters. Someone is following her, and this person wants Rachel to find out what happened to her sister 25 years ago. It says officially Jenny Stills tragically drowned, but the letters insist she was murdered, and when Rachel starts asking questions, nobody in town wants to answer. This sounds exactly like what I love true crime podcasts are the only thing that I listen to. I took a class in college surrounding the podcast Serial, the first season, so this hopefully will be like the best of all books. I'm headed out to leave right now to go to the library, but I did read exactly 100 pages of The Night Swim, so I'll update you on that when I get back. So the library was closed yesterday, right? And so I checked again today to make sure it was open, not even looking at the time that it would be open. I get there and it's freaking locked. It's chained up because it opens at 1 p.m. and I start work from 1 p.m. So I just went to the wine store. They had a 10% off discount if you bought 3. LOL. So I bought 3 bottles of wine. I finished work and I only read like 34 pages. So now I'm on page 134. So far it's really interesting. There are 3 different types of chapters. One is Rachel, the true crime podcaster. 1 in her podcast, like you're hearing her narrate her podcast. And 3 is Hannah, the young woman who is leaving notes for Rachel regarding what happened to her sister in this town. And Rachel is following a rape trial, so tensions are really high in this town. A lot of them are, of course, victim blaming. A lot of them are like, oh my god, like this Goldin boy, he was going to be an Olympic swimmer, like poor blah. Obviously Rachel, her job as an investigative journalist is to remain objective and to just report what is happening. I don't know the full case, but as we learn about what Hannah has gone through, it seems like there's a possibility that her sister Jenny, who she believes was murdered, was also assaulted, possibly in like a gang rape situation. But I really like the format of this, and I can imagine like Rachel, she's described to have like this amazing soothing voice, and I can totally imagine that I would love to listen to this in a real setting.
As we go through the canvassing and go.
I didn't really vlog yesterday. Good morning. So far in this reading vlog, I have read like 850 pages or something in total, but I'm hoping to finish this book today. There's not really much to update without it being spoilery. Rachel and Hannah have yet to meet, and I'm over 50% of the way through. We're all walking, my family and I, to the Grand Jammy Plaza farmers market because it's only on Saturdays. I haven't been in years. My dad used to take my sister and I when we didn't have Japanese school, so we could get like fresh fish. I'm going specifically just to get apple cider to make apple cider donuts, or possibly apple cider donut muffins because I don't have a donut tin. I'm gonna finish eating my breakfast. Maybe I'll get a couple pages in. I have read very little since we came home. We walked to the farmers market. We heard cheering in the park, and to find out that Biden has won the election. Biden-Harris, man. FDT. Okay, get the fuck out of here. Ya fired. It was really nice to just be out there and celebrating with all these people and just like having something uniting us. Felt awesome. Cars were honking, people were cheering. It was a good day at the farmers market, honestly, and we almost didn't go. I'm really glad we did, because I think it would have felt really different if we were at home. Like, we still would have felt really good, but just like that celebratory feeling, you know, that we were all sharing. Let's see how much I've read. Now I'm on like page 219. Rachel's getting kind of fed up with Hannah. She still wants to meet her, figure out what's going on. She's able to ask people in the... Did my bookmark just fall out? People said that the mom had a reputation, and so did Jenny, the daughter who died. Most people are saying that they accidentally drowned, that it was an accident, but looking at the coroner's reports, it seems very sus that there was no police investigation, because Jenny had multiple bruises on her, and that she was definitely assaulted in some way before she went into the water. Turns out the boys who harassed her before died also, so that is also a mystery. I'm like wondering how it's gonna close up, because I'm over halfway through, but it is really good. I really need to finish this today, but we didn't watch Bake Off yesterday, so we're gonna try to watch that tonight. And right now I am gonna get ahead on my muffin, sort of donut muffins, like my apple cider donuts. Okay, apple cider donut muffins made, dinner's ready, CNN on, celebrating. Yeah. Oh my, it's Sunday night, and I said I would end this on Saturday, but I stretched it out for myself because I wanted to be able to finish this book. It took me a while to finish it. It's been so nice out. I spent the day with Coda, had a lot of fun, introduced Kung Fu's tea's passion fruit slush to my sister. She really liked it, but I never got to show you the library books. I'm not going to give you like the full synopsis. To see more about them, you can check out my Instagram photo here. But I got Jeffery Deaver's The Cold Moon, which I think is the 4th, 5th or 6th or 7th, probably 6th or 7th book in Lincoln Rhyme series. I got Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier because I wanted to watch the Netflix adaptation with Armie Hammer and Lily James. And then I also got The Lovely War by Julie Berry for a Smash or Pass video coming next year, I think. For this vlog, I read The Stranger by Harlan Coben, which I gave 4 stars. I already returned it to the library. And then I read The Existence of Amy by Lana Grace Riva. Thank you so much to the author for sending me a copy for a review. I believe I gave this a 3.5 stars. Today I finished the night swim on the train ride home, and I think I'm giving it 4 stars. I felt like the clue that helped the trial was kind of obvious, because when I read it initially I was like, oh, I'm seeing a pattern. Rachel didn't notice until later on, but there was a twist that actually bumped this up from about 3.5 to 4 that I really just didn't see coming. I feel like it was kind of obvious, but just the way that it was done, I really loved. I was gasping, jaws dropped, and I really enjoyed this. It's exactly the type of podcast that I would love to listen to. I mean, the prosecutor said like true crime fanatics like me are modern day like rubberneckers, but there's just something that I find so fascinating about true crime. Let me know if you're a murderino. It was really brutal because it's a rape case, so definitely trigger warnings for those. I'm really glad that I was able to read 1,008 pages in total because I don't even remember the last time I read this much. I had so much fun getting back into a reading groove. I hope you enjoyed. Please give it a big thumbs up and let me know what you read, and I will see you all next time. Bye!